rice noodles did I put in this bowl, mate?
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Rachel Amma, and for this week's video, I really wanted to share with you guys a delicious faux noodle soup recipe. Now this is completely inspired by the epic, amazing, delicious, fragrant faux noodle soups that they make all across Vietnam, and they are truly incredible, which is why I really wanted to share one on my YouTube channel. You can get beef ones, chicken ones, and vegan friendly ones, and being vegan myself, gonna share the vegan friendly version with you guys. I really hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Please give this video a thumbs up if you're excited for the faux noodle soup recipe, and don't forget to subscribe because I am here every week with new videos to share with you guys. Oh, and my vegan cookbook is available for pre-orders, so if you want to see more and more of my vegan recipes, make sure you check it out. I'll leave it down below if you want to check it out. Anyway, but for now, let's get into this recipe courtesy of Vietnam's amazing flavor concoctions. So we have got some star anise, some coriander seeds, some fennel seeds, and some cardamom seeds. And I've also got some dried shitake mushrooms, some celery, nori sheets, some fresh limes, carrots, some ginger, onion, as well as some bok choy, coriander, green onions, spring onions, chillies, bean sprout, and of course some rice noodles to bring it all together, and a bunch of coriander if I didn't already say a bunch of coriander. And that is all the ingredients we're going to use to bring this really delicious broth together. So I'm going to start off with the onions and the ginger because we are going to char those. So I'm just going to take the skins off and cut them roughly. And the charring is going to help bring out a smoky flavor to the overall broth. And then with the ginger, I'm just going to use a spoon to take off the top layer. I like using a spoon because it really concentrates on taking the thinnest top layer off the ginger, so you're not actually wasting ginger. Then I'm just going to pop on my oven, and this is the grill part of my oven, and I'm going to add the onions and the ginger straight to a baking tray without oil or anything, and this is going to go under the grill and it's going to broil them. It's going to char the outsides. You could do this directly on a barbecue or direct to heat if you are experienced in that, or if you have a grill like I do, you can broil them just like I am here. Meanwhile, I'm just going to toast up our spices. So I'm just adding the coriander, the star anise, cardamom, fennel seeds, and we're just going to toast them, and it's only going to take a couple minutes. You really want to keep an eye on this, keep things moving, and you know it's done when you start smelling the amazing fragrances, but careful not to burn them. So as you can see, our onions are charred. Anything that is black, I tend to take off black burnt things because they're not good for the body. And then I've got some carrots, which I'm just going to chop up, my celery, which I'm also going to chop up, get them nice and small, and then to a pot I'm going to add in lots and lots of garlic, and I'm going to fry that in with the carrots and the celery and get that all sweating out and cooking down. Once the garlic has gone quite translucent, I'm going to add in a bunch of water. Followed by our onions and our ginger that we have charred, and it's going to add a bit more smoky elements to it. Then I've got my seasonings. I've got a cinnamon stick, which I forgot to toast earlier, but it's not too much of a big deal. It's completely fine to add it here. And I'm going to add in the rest of my seasonings. If you have something like a cheesecloth or something like that, you can do it, but I just have my little sieve. And then I realized I've still got to add some more ingredients, Rach. So I've got my dried shitake mushrooms, and they're just gonna hydrate in the sauce and add some really umami, delicious flavors. Then I've got some tamari, soy sauce, or coconut aminos, whichever one you prefer to use, followed by some nori sheets for those sea-like flavors, some sea salt, and some maple syrup. And you just wanna taste to adjust your sweet to salty ratio. Now I'm gonna mix that all together. Add back our sieve with our dried herbs, and we're going to let that sit and simmer and get hot and infuse together. I'm going to pop the lid slightly on top on a really low heat. So we're just gonna let that sit, marinate, intertwine, let the flavors really speak to each other, and we're gonna let that sit for about an hour. Because we're not doing chicken or beef, we don't actually need to wait for the meat to cook. We just want all the flavors and spices to just intertwine and get really juicy and tasty. And let me tell you, your kitchen will be smelling so good. While that's cooking, we can just prep everything else. So I couldn't help myself but to get in there and smell it all because it's just smelling so good. So I'm gonna prepare my rice noodles, and you just follow the packet instructions, which is usually just add them to some hot water, pop the lid on for 1 to 2 minutes max, and they'll just cook naturally. If you're not using the rice noodles straight away, rinse them with some cold water so they stop cooking, because you don't want to have overcooked rice noodles. That's just gets mushy and not very nice. Then I've got my bean sprouts, and I'm just going to quickly blitz them in some hot water as well in preparation for the dish. Then with my pak choy, I personally like to slice down the bigger pieces, and that's just a personal preference. If you like to have them whole, that's absolutely fine too. Then I've got my fresh lime, which I'm just gonna roll because this is gonna help me get the juices out when I need to squeeze it. There's nothing worse than a dry lime. I'm gonna finally chop up my spring onions, green onions, and of course, me being me, I love a bit of coriander, cilantro, so we've got some of that there too. It's looking very green right now and smelling amazing. And then I've got some red chillies as well, which is gonna help add a little bit of fire to it. So I'm gonna take out the sieve at this point, and you can see this really rich, dark in color broth is underneath, and you just want to taste and adjust your soy sauce, your salt, your sweetness, anything that you want to add or remove. And right at the end, I'm going to add in the pak choy to cook for about 1 minute max. Into the bowl, we're going to start plating our meal. So we've got our rice noodles, followed by lots and lots and lots of our rich broth. And then we're going to add in our bean sprouts, followed by our fresh coriander. Then I'm adding in our pak choy, which has cooked very briefly, and the mushrooms from the pot. And you can add any of the vegetables that were in the broth. That's going to help reduce food waste as well, which is really cool. And then we're going to add in some spring onions and some chilies and squeeze on a whole bunch of fresh lime. And then there's the finished pho noodle with a really nice broth. You can add tofu to this, tempeh. You could add some edamame beans, keep it as it is, add more vegetables. It's really delicious. So my pho noodle soup. I decided to sit down and chat while I eat this with you guys. No one come for me. There are no chopsticks in my house. So we're doing spoon and fork. No one come for me, okay? And you just want to mix it all together. Oh, yes. Lovely. It's like those really savory umami broths with some rice noodles, some crunchy bean sprouts. You've got some pak choy, some chili, and you can taste all the amazing seasonings that were in there, like the cardamom, the fennel seeds, the coriander seeds. They just add such a nice fragrant aroma to the broth, which makes it really tasty. So thank you guys for your comments on last week's video where I got my friend to help me film for the day. Very different to my usual videos, right? As I said in the comments, it's getting a little bit harder for me to schedule creating my own YouTube videos and posting them, because it's really important for me to post them every Sunday. So I wanted to get some help. So your feedback has been really helpful, because it's going to help me work out how to best move forward in sharing my YouTube videos. I've got a lot of cool things that I'm planning. But until then, I'll be here filming with my tripod, doing more recipe videos. You could totally add tofu to this, tempeh, I don't know, any vegan meat alternative if you want. Yum! The mushrooms give it like a slightly chewy, meaty texture, but no meat, obviously. Oh, so nice, that broth. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed last week's video. I am back in my kitchen, so I hope you guys feel familiar with my scenery. How many rice noodles did I put in this bowl, mate? I wonder if this is like ASMR. If you or your family has their own faux noodle soup recipe, I'd love to hear about it and what you guys put in it when you have it, whether your mum made it, your auntie, your grandma, your dad, your granddad, the secrets. No, you don't have to tell me the secret parts, but it's really nice to know a little bit more about the history around the food that you eat. This isn't something that I grew up eating. My grandma's Welsh, my other grandma's St. Lucian, and then my granddad's Sierra Leonean, and then my other granddad is St. Lucian. So faux noodle soup wasn't something that I grew up eating. So I'd love to know from you guys' experience if you have any of those kind of memories, information. I love reading that stuff and understanding a bit more history to the food that we're eating. Feel free to let me know in the comments. I will be back here next week. Not sure what the recipe or video is gonna be. Oh, I'm training again. I'm definitely gonna be showing a kind of fitness and veganism video soon, definitely. The boys will be coming back soon too. I will be having a completely new guest on my YouTube channel soon. There's gonna be a new series on my YouTube channel. There's a lot to be excited about because I wanna keep it fresh, keep it entertaining, adapt, what's the word? Just kind of, I just really believe in veganism, and if I can share it in as many ways as possible that are helpful, entertaining, fun, helpful, then I'm gonna keep doing it. So there's a lot of stuff coming to my YouTube channel soon. I'm not really sure exactly when because these things do take time, but I'm working on it, and I'm still gonna have videos every Sunday, recipes, me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, this recipe, and I just wanted to come and sit down because I just wanted to kind of just have a chat and catch up with you guys, really, because y'all are my tribe. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you enjoyed the recipe, and subscribe to my channel because I'm here every week with new videos to share with you guys, and my cookbook. If you like more of my vegan recipes, definitely check it out. I'll link it down below, and I will see you guys here next week. Bye.